love for it to be elevated, just for the community to hear, because it is a really great program, and we're going to have even more of their support. So I would love if someone from staff could just highlight what this partnership means, this increased partnership or strengthened partnership means for our community.
Thank you, Ms. McBride. If I could be permitted to share some of the larger objectives. So we've been talking about what should have some of the services be in place prior to our students, particularly in the middle school and the high school years, to have a safe place for their social emotional well-being as well as their sense of belonging. In addition to what we have our counseling staff. So this is a first, I guess, system-wide step to bring in a team of well-trained, certified counseling team addressing the building relationship and trust and safe places for our students. We will begin serving our middle school and high school for this year, and the team is already spinning up. We collaborating with our site leaders, both the middle and the high school leadership. We brought in, I think we met 3 times already, and vetting out all of the existing capability of the schools, as well as trying to identify the first priority group of students that we can begin servicing. In broad sketch, we would like to have the identified students who are needing or have demonstrated reason to need help, to have at least once a week, one-on-one counseling, getting in touch, working with our specialists and with the New Earth, and connecting the services with the existing counseling at the school site, building up a database to link up all of what we've done, we've shared with, obviously, with the privacy concern protected, so that we can link up with our parents and our staff and our site leaders. The initial goal is to spin up to about 150 of our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, and about 250 of our high school students for the year 1 building up. The following year, we would like to expand that to include, in addition to the 400 for our 6, 8, and 9, 12, we would add another 400 students for the elementary school as well. So at any given time, 2-3 years out the line, about 10% of our students will receive, maintain, and sustain counseling and relationship trust building support. And that's in the nutshell. That's where the New Earth is coming in to support that program.
Thank you. I probably should have moved to approve 6.6.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah. So thank you for that presentation. And if I may just, another piece of the context is that the relationship with New Earth has been longstanding, mostly with the city and through the county, where they are supporting our students and young people, providing diversion, which is a means of preventing young people and students from getting into the pipeline to prison and any sort of carceral system, by asking the police department, if they interact with a minor on the street, to call New Earth, and then New Earth arrives to the street and handles the situation, and unless it's criminal, is able to divert that young person completely away from the system, as we say. And so this articulation of our relationship with them through our campus activity is just an incredible, blossoming of the relationship that I'm really grateful for and looking forward to. And I am wondering if the details have been sorted yet, and they're going to be present on our campus?
Right now, there's one course that is, one class actually being looked at and collaborating between our site leaders and New Earth. So there could be a class being offered to be part of students' program on campus. In addition to that, I don't know yet if we have the facility needed yet, but whatever we will need, New Earth will work with us to see if the services can be provided either on campus or in a after-school format in somewhere nearby. New Earth is located in the city, so it is not.
Yeah, but it isn't right next to us. And so I just want to express my emphasis toward favoring either on campus or at the Vendy or at City Hall, or which they have also offered their space, or at Vets. City Hall, the city has also offered a space for counseling in the past, and I imagine that this could fall into that category. So I just want to be sure that we make it as accessible as possible, and ideally on campus. Although maybe I'm not to say, maybe it's not for me to say what's ideal, but I'd like us to consider accessibility. And they do note at the end of the contract that this doesn't include facilities expenses. So I just wonder what that means in terms of the space that they'll end up using.
Yes, let me work with our team to explore all the possibility that we can tap into the linkage between the Vendée Museum, for example, is just a skip and a hop away from our facility. And we'll tap into any kind of available resources without having to make it inconvenient for our students to lose instructional minutes or counseling minutes due to traffics and transportation. And this entire process and project is now under Dr. Jennifer Smith.
Okay,
And
great.
that is our district leader to support the school sites to carry this out in year 1, year 2, and hopefully in the years to come.
Great, okay. Those were my questions, thank you.
Go ahead.
I am so grateful for this contract. From the first time I met with New Earth, I knew that this was the path for our students to move forward and to continue stepping into their genius. And I think for me, I'm really, really grateful for what you just stated, that Dr. Jennifer Smith is going to be welcoming our students, and she's going to be managing this program, because I do think that this is an equity issue, right? We're underserving students, and that this is a great way for us to apply equity, right? We're putting resources to those students who need resources. The second thing is, as I mentioned before, that there's a Chiron's class, or is that the class that you were bringing up? That
I don't have that information with me, but there is a class being discussed between our site principal and her team to make sure that this is something that we could build into the scheduling of our students, so that at least,
It's on the contract.
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't have that information in front of me, but there's one there.
I missed it.
Yeah, it's described in the contract.
Well, if it's not Chiron's, I would love for the consideration of New Earth training the peer advisors that Chiron's trains, because I do believe that we need to build infrastructure within our schools. And I know intimately this program because my daughter was a peer mentor, and she often talked about the beautiful relationship with her and her mentee, and how she wished she could support her mentee more, and she just lacked skills. So I would love to just formally ask if there's a possibility to consider supporting the peer mentors that are doing great work, and would love some support from trains.
Thank you. The leadership team of the high school and the district will look into that as well.
Okay, after all that, I feel like I should comment as well, not to take anything away from New Earth, because I think they're great, and I also have talked with people there and seen what they can do. It's not a panacea that's going to solve everything. This is just an additional thing we can do that will help. And B, I don't want it to take away from any of the things that are also already being done at the high school and middle school, and people are working on this. This is an and, not a replacement for something, and I'm really happy we're doing it. Just want to make sure that the praise of New Earth doesn't lead anybody who's not familiar to think that it's, oh, we weren't doing anything and now we're doing something. We are adding something really valuable. And with that, are we ready for a vote? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. And we are up to awards, recognition, and presentations, and we have a happy presentation to do for a couple of high school graduates who unfortunately had to miss the ceremony due to the pandemic. And what I'd suggest is, board members, let's go down in front. And, I believe Dr. Cooper will be in charge.
Everyone, I'm Dr. Lisa Cooper, principal at Culver City High School, and I am honored to be here tonight to offer this opportunity for class of 2022 graduates to hear their name announced, cross the stage, receive your diploma, have your family and friends cheer and celebrate you tonight.